Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mr. Hydra, and this is Rust Console Edition. Are you ready for what I have in store for you today? Well, if so, then like, subscribe, and follow me. So, a lot of people have been asking me what a setup looks like in an actual base on main branch. It's one thing to see it in a tutorial video, it's another to see it actually all worked out into a system. So one of my subscribers asked for a little bit of help, and I was more than happy to, and in exchange he allowed me to take a video of his base and give you guys a tour of some of the electrical components. And I'm also going to give you a small demonstration of some other components from my base without giving away too many details of either base. So, without further ado, I'm going to show you what it takes to run a 72 turret system, along with an automatic lockdown system and a few other things as well. So here on this base, there's actually 8 wind turbines, as you can hear. They're kind of loud here behind me. But we have 8 turbines, and we have 17 solar panels. And as you can see, they're configured in a southwestern, southeastern configuration because that's what's going to gather the most sun. Now this base wasn't designed to have power, so as you can see, some of the solar panels are being blocked right now by some of these wind turbines, but the amount of wind turbines and stuff that we have on here, we still produce plenty of power for these guys. So let's take a look at how we have all of these power systems connected. Something like this will take you a couple of hours to set up, but here we go. So we have all of those connected here in our root combiners. We have all of them set up coming here on the bottom, and then we've just created a bunch of electrical trees all the way up until we have our main root combiner system, and that's where all of our power is coming out of right now. And we're currently producing 700, 800 power, which is actually the lowest I've seen it since we've created this power system, but that's probably because some of those solar panels up there are being blocked right now due to sun position. And then for these, we have 2 solar panels separately set up somewhere else, and that's running our auto light system, and the disco that we have set up downstairs. So as you can also see, we also have 4 large batteries up here. These are mostly to run secondary systems in our secondary turrets that have already been destroyed or long past since they've gotten to them. And once you see my power system downstairs in the basement, you'll see that all of these batteries are basically just backup systems, and they always just sit here full and they're not actively being used. So these are basically for backup 95% of the time. Most of these won't even be touched. So let's go take a look at the other battery storage system. So in here you'll find the second bank of batteries. This is the other 4 batteries that we have running on the system, because in order to do all 50 or 72 turrets, it requires 8 batteries in order to do. And then these are the small batteries that I have set up for the disco, and one is also set up for the automatic lights. If you want to learn how to do with the automatic light system, just watch my video on my secondary systems, and that will give you a full breakdown and demonstration guide on how to do that. And yeah, speaking of the disco, why don't we go check that out? Because it all just runs right here on this switch right here. And yeah, let's go check that out. And here we have the disco. The best place in the server to bring back all of your friends and the ladies that you picked up along the way. Oh yeah. Dancing on the pole. We got a stripper pole here in the middle with a bunch of multicolored wires that looks really cool throughout the day. And just a bunch of siren lights and a flasher light. This is nice and simple. You can set this up nice and early in the white. This is literally all running on one small battery, a switch, and one solar panel. So you get this cool whole little system in here. And yeah, who wouldn't love to come home back to their base and party down in the disco? So yeah, something creative you can do. If you notice too, I have all of these wires crisscrossed up on the ceiling as well as up and down for the stripper pole. If you want to watch one of my videos where I made a discovery while playing with power, there's lots of cool different things and designs that you can make with these wiring systems, so check that out. But yeah, so let's go check out the meat and potatoes of the base, which is the main reason why you're here. So the main power setup for my 72 turret setup. And here it is. This is what you need to run 72 turrets. So as you can see, each one of these three-way splitters here is capable of running 3 different turrets off of them, bringing your total to 72 turrets. And these three-way splitters require these 8 three-way splitters that are supplying all the power to these three-way splitters. And then from there, we have the power wall. So this is probably the most important thing for all of your turrets. I don't necessarily recommend that you put them all on the same wall like this. However, again, this base wasn't designed for power, but it's plenty strong enough on an HQM bunker like this that it's safe enough to put them in. Now, each one of these switches right here runs 9 turrets, and each one of these is hooked up to an infinite power source system. Now, I highly recommend that you guys go and watch my Power Surge Made Easy guide. It's only 3 videos long, and it's going to explain everything that you need to know about power, and it's less than an hour long, and it's got a whole bunch of different setups and stuff. So please watch the rest of this guide in order to see it, because these infinite power source systems are going to allow you to hook up a lot more batteries, because it requires a lot less power in order to run all of these things properly, and it also makes all of your batteries a secondary source of power rather than the main source, so they become backups. But yeah, so this is what is required in order to run 72 turrets. I know it looks crazy and daunting, but honestly, it's just 8 of the same system, just arranged in a nice, neat, orderly fashion. So it's easy to understand for my subscriber here, and it looks kind of cool too. It looks nicer than if you were to just jumble it up all across the walls. So yeah, so the last thing I have to show you guys now is my base lockdown system. You can get 69 doors onto that, and in order to show you guys that though, I'm actually going to have to bring you over to my base, so let's go wipe over to that now. Alright, so this is kind of a sneak peek into my power room here. I've got a couple turret systems set up. It's a little different than the last one, but they're all pretty much set up the same. As you can see, these are, you know, the turret setups right here. Turret setup right there. I'm running on an infinite power system. But then this is my lockdown system, and this system has 2 alarms. As you can see, this system is going to be set off. I have it set to a specific amount of time. It's a random time, so but it seems like a random time, but I have it set off to go at specific times. And then I also have a panic button attachment, so somewhere else in the base you're also able to activate this whole system, which I could activate by simply pressing this switch right here. And then it also needs to be armed by walking through a certain laser at a certain part of the base. I'm not going to show you where that one is, but you have to take a look at my video on the lockdown system, or if you wait a couple days, I'm going to do a full breakdown of 5 of my favorite lockdown systems, and then you guys can choose which one's the favorite for you. So if this is in the future though, I probably already got that video out there, and that's again on my Power Surge Made Easy. So this is the lockdown system. I can get up to 69 doors onto the system. I know, it's funny, but I get 69 doors onto this, and so every time this goes off, all of the doors will close in the base, so you never have to close another garage door ever again, which is godsend when you're trying to travel and move through the base. So yeah, so let's move on to also some more automatic doors that I have. And then I'm also going to show you my elevator system that I've built as well, because I found a spot that I can fit one, so I'm going to use it. So let's go take a look at that. Alright, so right here is actually a perfect example of one of my auto entry and exit and door closey thingamajigger. I don't really have a name for it, but this is a perfect example of it. And really to show you how easy it is. So I have 3 doors that I need to access in this little tower that we have here. So I have a 3-way splitter. And all it needs is 1 laser and 1 door controller. The best way to get this all set up is to remove the door, put down the laser as far to the inside as you can, and then put down the door controller in the top right hand corner, or whatever corner works for you. I like the top right hand corner. And then you're going to put the door on, and then you're going to put your lock on, and then you're going to pair the door, because in order to pair the door needs to be on and a lock has to be on and unlocked. So then you can pair the door, punch in your code. Then you're going to connect the laser to the door controller, and then the laser to this thing right here. It only requires 2 power. So in order to run 3 of these off of one of these, you're going to need 7 power, 2 for each one, and then 1 more for that system right there. But how it works is you just walk up to the laser, the door opens, you go through it, and the door closes behind you. And then when you're coming into the base, you just jump in, and the door closes behind you. So it just saves you from having to do any work. So you heard me open the door there, I walked in, it closes. I can go run through the rest of my base. Or I can just walk up to it, you didn't hear the beep, and you leave. And it closes behind you. So that's just a good way of getting in and out of your base. I use these on all of my gatehouses, and it's just really efficient, and they're really fun to use. And the last thing I'll show you here for my power system is going to be my elevator. Turn these off when you log off for sure. And last but not least, we have the elevator. Oh. Alright. This space is dangerous, boys. This space is dangerous. So right now we have the elevator up there at the top. So in order to call it, we're just going to hit this button. And down it comes. And there we go. Now normally what you would have to do is you would have to walk up to this little station here and push the buttons, but nobody wants to do that. So that's why I have this laser set up. You jump into this laser and it brings you right upstairs. It's a nice little trip. And then once you're at the top, free to go. Now let's just say that this thing is down at the bottom, and this is a laser that does the same thing as the bottom one. That sends it down. So let's hit this, and we'll send it down. So now we're up here at the top, and we need the elevator. Well, just hit the laser and wait for it, and up it comes. Into the elevator, hit the laser, and down we go. And I think the chain link fences that we added were a nice little touch to fit the aesthetic. And that's it. And then, as I was mentioning to you guys earlier, I guess, here's my automatic gate systems. So when you come in, you just walk through the lasers, and everything closes behind you. And that continues on throughout the base. So it's the fastest way in and out. You can keep all of your garage doors closed. And then if you want to just have some fun, you can take the elevator whenever you want. Yeah. So this has been my electrical base tour. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, all those fun things. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Lots planned. Ciao.